The sun was just beginning to rise over the quiet streets of a small American town. Firefighter Jake Miller sat on the edge of the firehouse steps, helmet resting beside him, uniform still smelling faintly of smoke. 24 hours without real sleep. 2 house fires. 1 highway accident. And a call he couldn't get out of his head. A kitchen fire where he'd pulled a mother and her daughter out just in time. They survived, but the look in the mother's eyes stayed with him. Fear mixed with gratitude. It always stayed with him. Jake rubbed his face and exhaled slowly. He loved his job, but days like this made him wonder how long he could keep going. The missed birthdays. The strained relationships. The quiet nights when the sirens echoed in his dreams. He stood up, slung his duffel bag over his shoulder, and started walking toward the parking lot, just wanting to go home, shower and sleep. That's when he heard a small voice behind him. "Mister, are you a real firefighter?" Jake turned around. A little boy, maybe 6 or 7 years old, stood near the chain-link fence across the street. He was holding a worn-out toy fire truck, one wheel missing. His sneakers were scuffed, his jacket too thin for the early morning chill. Jake smiled weakly. "Yeah, kid. I'm real." The boy's eyes lit up, but then his smile faded into something more serious. He stepped closer, gripping the toy tightly. "Did you save people last night?" Jake hesitated. He nodded. "We tried our best." The boy swallowed hard. "Did you save my mom?" The world seemed to stop. Jake's chest tightened. "What's your mom's name?" he asked gently. "Sarah," the boy said. "She works nights at the diner. She didn't come home yet." Jake knelt down so they were eye level. He searched his memory, his heart pounding. The woman from the kitchen fire. The diner uniform. The daughter crying in the arms of a paramedic. "Was your house the one on Maple Street?" Jake asked. The boy nodded slowly. "Yeah. I was staying at my grandma's. I was scared all night." Jake felt his throat close. "Your mom is okay," he said softly. "She's at the hospital, but she's alive. She kept asking about you." The boy stared at him for a second. Then his face crumpled. He dropped the toy fire truck and wrapped his arms around Jake's neck. "Thank you," he whispered. "I prayed someone would help her." Jake froze. In all his years on the job, no training prepared him for that moment. Not the fires. Not the rescues. Not even the losses. This was different. This was the weight of being someone's answered prayer. Jake held the boy carefully, blinking back tears he didn't even realize were forming. Around them, the town went on waking up. Cars passed. Birds chirped. But for Jake, everything had shifted. "What's your name, buddy?" Jake asked quietly. "Ethan." "Well, Ethan," Jake said, his voice unsteady, "your mom is really brave. So are you." Ethan pulled back and looked at him seriously. "I want to be like you when I grow up." Jake smiled, but his heart ached. "You don't have to be a firefighter to be brave," he said. "Just be kind. That's just as important." A car pulled up behind the fence. A tired-looking woman stepped out, her arm bandaged, her face pale but determined. "Ethan," she called. Ethan turned and ran to her. She dropped to her knees and held him like she'd never let go. Then she looked up at Jake, realization washing over her face. "You," she said, her voice shaking. "You were there." Jake nodded. "Just doing my job." She stood, still holding Ethan's hand. "No," she said. "You did more than that. You gave my son his mom back." She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small folded piece of paper. "He wanted to give you this," she said. Jake unfolded it. It was a crayon drawing. A firefighter holding a little boy's hand. Above it, in crooked letters, were the words, "Thank you for saving my hero." Jake couldn't speak. They said goodbye and Jake watched them walk away together, hand in hand, toward the hospital parking lot. Only then did he realize how tired he really was, not just physically but emotionally. Yet for the first time in a long while the exhaustion felt different. Lighter.